Trent, just like Kai, you're a defending ACC champion. You're an All-American. What's the next step for you this season?
The next step for me, and I guess keeping it simple, is just keep getting better at wrestling. I'm moving up to 197 this year, so the reasoning behind that is as my cat knocks over the golf bag. The reasoning behind my move up is to allow myself to spend more time getting better at wrestling and not have to worry about cutting as much weight. I've haven't wrestled my best at the NCAA tournament the past 3 years, and lucky to come away with All-American status. But my goal is to be a national champ, and beyond collegiate wrestling, I want to make Olympic and world teams. So I think my development is the priority this year from a technical standpoint. Trying to work on some areas in my wrestling that I might have neglected in the past by just focusing on getting down the weight and competing all the time. So just really that focus of my growth and development as a wrestler, and just trying to enjoy this year as much as possible. It's my last go at it, and we have a really talented team, so trying to soak it up as much as I can.
Orlando.
Hey Trent. Obviously, I think a lot of state fans, when they heard that you're moving up to 197, initial reactions were with the news that Aaron Brooks was moving up to 197, that you were doing it to try and go get another shot at him once again. Was that kind of any kind of thought whatsoever that you wanted to be able to compete against him one more time? And then how much too of the decision went into the fact that Hayden kind of did the same thing his last year, where he wanted to move up so he didn't have to cut as much weight?
Yeah, no, it definitely played a little bit of a factor in my mind. I mean, he's been the guy that's beaten me the last 3 years at NCAAs. He kind of been standing in my way. So he's kind of, has proven that he's one of the elite guys, and not just the country, but the world. And those are the guys that I need to beat if I want to accomplish my goals. So it keeps me, in a spot where if I don't keep getting better, then I'm not going to get to where I want to be. And I could stay down at 184 and maybe be a favorite there, but the competition is going to get me better, and I need to keep finding ways to get better, and that's going to help. So as far as Hayden had kind of given me the blueprint a little bit of what to do here for this last year. Been kind of following what he's been doing for my whole life. So I think he just got a lot more enjoyment out of his last year, not having to cut as much weight, and can just focus on enjoying the competitions, enjoying the what comes with being a college athlete one more time. So that'll definitely be a lot more enjoyable for me this year, and just try to be as good of a leader as I can for some of these young guys that I see a lot of potential in. And me being as fresh as I can, as healthy as I can, will give me the opportunity to win at the end of the year. So that's been a big priority as well.
Go ahead, Noah.
Yeah, hey Trent, what are you looking forward to the most, this year? Maybe outside of, trip to Italy.
Yeah, the Italy trip's going to be a lot of fun. I think I'm looking forward to the national tournament for sure. I'm trying to be as patient as I can because it's a long season. But I think every date that we have on the calendar is exciting for me because this is my last year. It's the last time I get to do this with my team. So I'm trying to be as present as I can. And anytime we have a home duel, it's electric, and I have a lot of fun. We got to wait till I guess February for our home duels, but we have a lot of good ones in that month and finishing up the season. So I think the Virginia Tech is always a big duel. That being home will be sweet. UNC duel is always fun at home. I know we get a lot of fans for that, and have to shut those guys up a little bit, which is always fun. Every ACC duel carries a little bit extra weight, but definitely national tournament in Kansas City, finishing out my college career is what I'm looking forward to.
Go ahead, Jesse.
So Trent, just a question about leadership, because you've been a leader for the last several years, almost basically you've been on campus. What really this year kind of do you think is a defining characteristic that you want to impart to these guys, as you kind of transition to the next phase after the season?
I think what I try to get across to the younger guys, especially guys in their first and second year, is you don't have to wait to be good. You don't have to wait to be a leader here. As soon as you step on this campus, your clock starts, right? So don't be afraid, even as a young guy, to take a leadership role and be responsible for what our team's doing. So that's kind of a challenge that I try to give to the guys. This year, kind of being a 6th year and seeing what the future of the program is going to be like after I leave. I don't want there to be a lapse in leadership. So I've been trying to mentor some of the elite guys that we have on our team that I sense are good leaders, and try to hand the reins over to them a little bit. So as far as like organizing stuff, I've taken a little bit of a hands-off approach and given them the responsibility, like, hey, this is your team now. I want to see what you can do with it. But I'm a pretty vocal person, and I'm very, very passionate for the team. So I'm trying to mold these guys as much as I can.
We'll go Landon, we'll go Noah F, then Noah T.
Yeah, Trent, you already kind of mentioned it a little bit about UNC and shutting them up a little bit. Yeah, I know that within NC State that, new UNC head coach Rob Cole definitely kind of shook the bricks a little bit with his comments saying there's a normal order of things, and Chapel Hill is above NC State. So I'm sure that first home duel against UNC on February 2nd circled a little bit more. Did you know that there was a normal pecking order of things that Chapel Hill is supposed to be above NC State?
I mean, it's interesting. When I first got here, I didn't really realize how kind of intense the fans took the rivalry, but I mean, we've beaten them pretty handedly every year I've been here, so it's been kind of fun in that sense. But I do think Rob will do a good job. I think he's got some things that are going to be coming in the years. They're going to be a good team. I mean, they're already a good team. They're always a good team, but he's proven that he's a good head coach, and it'll help make us better. We want to continue to rise, and we need to be challenged by in-conference duels like Virginia Tech and UNC. So no, I think that duel always has a little bit of extra weight on it, and it's cool because we get a lot of, I think, first-time fans for those duels. So it's important to kind of put on a show. So we're going to be favored this year, and we need to be able to dominate.
How have you kind of seen, Kai grow as a wrestler, these past few years?
Kai he's a very unique individual. He's a gamer. And I think you've seen that towards the end of the year, like when the stakes got a little bit higher, he started to perform better. And you kind of saw that a little bit with like Tariq Wilson when he was here. I was lucky to be on the team with Tariq for a few years. I think those guys just have an innate talent that when things get there's more pressure, the higher the stakes, they always rise to the occasion and they perform well. I think what I saw in terms of Kai last year was he started to manage his weight a lot better, and he was able to perform better. I think with the 2-hour weigh-in for duels and stuff, it's even going to help him more this year. So I'm excited to see what he can do. He can do things that not many humans can do on the wrestling mat, as far as the way that he moves and some of his defense stuff. He can hit big moves. He can ride hard. He's good on bottom. So he's a full package, right? He's an exciting wrestler. I think for him, in terms of kind of take that next step, it's just continuing to score offensively and just let it go. When he gets out there and he doesn't think and he just wrestles, he's really dangerous. So that's been pretty cool to see him develop into that confidence.
With this being your final season in Raleigh, what do you want your legacy as a member of the Pack to be?
That's a good question. I think it's something I think about a lot, especially, like you said, going into my last year. I came to NC State to win multiple national titles, and I wasn't able to do that, but I still have the goal of being able to win that. But I think beyond winning, I hope that my legacy will be, one of a good teammate that tried to bring the most out of guys, and someone that competed as hard as he could every time he stepped on the mat. Someone who put everything he had into the training and the team, and left no stone unturned. So, I put my all into this sport and into my goals here, and I still have the opportunity to accomplish them, and that's exciting for me. But I know, regardless of how I finish out, I'll hope that I left this program better than, how I came. And I think that's important from a legacy standpoint.